Hello everyone, myself Devansh Goyal, and today we are going to discuss what is cryotherapy and discuss some of the research articles that we have found on this topic in this presentation. The presentation mainly contains what is cryotherapy, some of the benefits of it, and the research articles that we have found on it, and the references of that articles. Now, what is cryotherapy? It is mainly the application of cold temperature is known as cryotherapy. It is mainly used in therapeutic purpose, health, and sporting recovery since many centuries. Now, some of the popular methods in which cryotherapy is used. First is application of direct ice on the skin. Second is immersion of the whole body in the cold water. And the latest one is cold air exposure, which mainly requires a particular machine for that recovery session, and it is mainly used in athletes and also in sports recovery. The cold ice bath is very famous, and the first one, the application of ice is then instant relief, which is mainly used in the on ground treatments. Now, some of the benefits and effects of cryotherapy are it mainly relieves the pain caused by inflammation. Second is it promotes better sleep. Third, it increases parasympathetic activities, mainly the blood vessel in the skin contract, which is a result of increasing in the blood flow in the body, which ultimately results in increasing central blood pressure. It mainly stimulates the receptor, which lead to the downfall of the nerve activity and reducing the feeling of the pain, and also it increases the heart rate, which result in draining of the debris. Our first article was to understand impact effect of post exercise cold exposure on muscle glycogen, PGC1 alpha, and downstream transcript factors. The main aim of the study was to understand if impact of cold exposure on exercise recovery from cycling at different stimulated conditions. For that, the study involved 12 participants male cycling for 1 hour and recovering at 7 degrees Celsius cold at room temperature and 20-degree environment at around 4 hours. So two different temperatures were used, and two different time period were given for the recovery. At various point of time, it was noticed that the blood samples and the muscle biopsies were assessed, and MRI expression, serum glucose, muscle glycogen, and insulin levels were also recorded. In the result, we can conclude that cryotherapy under different environmental conditions had great impact on recovery sessions, and it also helped to develop recovery strategies and enhance the athletic performance of the particular sport. The second article was to understand post-exercise cryotherapy on recovery characteristics. The aim of the study was to look at different methods of cooling down after exercises and compare them with the other non-cooling methods. The focus on recovery period after exercise up to 96 hours. In this, the method of analysis of 36 articles studies the DOMS, RPE, blood markers, and cytokinins. The result mainly shows that the data of 36 articles showed cooling interventions, particularly cold water immersions, significantly reduced the DOMS at 24 to 48 up to the 96 hours. RPE was notably lower at the 24 hours. Limited effect was seen at 96 hours, indicating a time constraint. So it was more useful for the first 24 to 48 hours of recovery. Now the final article mainly helps us to understand the effect of whole body cryotherapy on autonomic nervous system and its modulation. Now the aim was to understand the whole body cryotherapy, which is widely used in sports medicine, but even the most effective temperature for the to get the optimal results were not clear. So for this, 40 healthy males were randomly divided into temperature group of 5 different temperatures for 5 days and were assessed with their cardiac output under sympathetic stimulation and blood output. In the results, the cold water immersion significantly reduced the DOMS at 24, 48, and 96 hours, were were noted that RP reduction was more at the 24 hours. The effects reduced after the 96 hours uh, were mainly for the cold water immersion, effectively cuts the DOMS and RP up to the 48 hours. So at the 95-hour range, it was not that much significant reduction. It was more up to the 48 hours time period. Now, some of the future goals, by understanding all the research articles, are it indicates that the cryotherapy can be beneficial after the further investigation is needed to determine what is the optimal dosage for various exercise and sports. The research shows um, and also gives promise that using cold exposure is very valuable for recovery techniques, but more research is required to fine tune its application at different scenarios and different injuries. The references for the three articles that we discussed in this presentation can be seen in the resource page. Thank you for joining us and hope you get a better idea of what is cryotherapy and hope you like the presentation. Thank you.